Good evening and welcome to Source 16 News at 10. I'm Tammy Hancock. New this hour, 2 Hopkinsville women were indicted by the Christian County grand jury today for allegedly shooting and robbing a local man last year. Hopkinsville police say on May 22nd, 21-year-old Shalisha Settles of Poplar Street and 21-year-old Tiara Harris of Whitney Street were armed with a handgun and a box cutter when they unlawfully entered the Laurel Cove apartment of 39-year-old Antonio Burris and demanded his safe. As previously reported by Source 16, Burris suffered 2 gunshot wounds, one in his right thigh and another in his groin. According to her indictment, Settles was able to get into the apartment because her younger sister was already inside and had left the door unlocked. Police believe all 3 individuals participated in the crime, but to date, Settles' sister has not been charged in connection to the crime. Meanwhile, the Christian County grand jury also indicted a Hopkinsville man for allegedly failing to register as a sex offender last year. 35-year-old Jason Killebrew of North Main Street was arrested November 25th after he failed to comply with the state sex offender registry by not notifying the Office of Probation and Parole that he changed his address. According to his indictment, he was convicted previously for the same offense. Killebrew remains in the Christian County Jail on a $10,000 bond. Well, the death toll continues to rise in Japan after a 23-foot tsunami slammed into the northeastern coastal area of the country early this morning, caused by an 8.9 magnitude earthquake offshore. However, several Hopkinsville factory workers in Japan are reportedly safe. Hopkinsville Christian County Economic Development Council Executive Director Lee Conrad says he is still gathering information about how the local industries have been affected by the devastation in Japan, and he is in constant contact with most of the 9 Japanese-based businesses in the county. Conrad says, quote, "So far, no one associated with the Hopkinsville factories have been injured as a result of the tsunami," adding that his thoughts and prayers go out to his Japanese partners. The executive director told Source 16, "Their safety is my #1 concern." Hopkinsville and Christian County officials are currently working with the companies to offer support and assistance following the devastating effects of the tsunami. In the Source 16 viewing area, Marshall County has 1 Japanese-based plant in Calvert City. Callaway, Graves, and Hopkins counties do not have any Japanese plants, but economic development members say many local plants will be indirectly affected from today's natural disasters. Even one of our own Source 16 family members, reporter Marie Fainer, has been affected by the earthquake and tsunami in Japan. Marie's aunt lives in Tokyo, where she owns a restaurant. Marie and her family have tried to call her aunt but have not been able to get in contact her, but believe she is safe. According to reports, the record 8.9 earthquake brought Tokyo to a standstill as highways and rail lines were halted and flights at the airport were suspended. But the city reportedly received light damage compared with the devastated swaths of the Northeast. Meanwhile, back here closer to home, a lot of people think with all of the earthquake activity around the world that we are long overdue for a huge quake on the New Madrid Fault. Just this week, there have been 4 earthquakes reported on the New Madrid Fault, with a 1.6 magnitude near New Madrid, Missouri, to a 2.7 magnitude south of Anniston, Missouri. Another 1.7 magnitude earthquake was reported northwest of Ridgely, Tennessee on Sunday, and a 2.3 magnitude earthquake shook Marson, Missouri. In other news, this Sunday marks daylight savings time, so remember before you go to bed Saturday night to spring forward and move your clock ahead 1 hour. This is also a good time to change your smoke alarm batteries. Kentucky Fire Marshal William Swope says, quote, "Using the beginning of daylight savings time as a reminder to change the batteries in your home's smoke detectors can be a life-saving habit." According to Swope, surveys show that as many as 50% of the smoke detectors in American homes have dead batteries. The National Fire Protection Association urges residents to install smoke alarms in every bedroom and on every level of the home, test alarms each month by pushing the test button, and replace batteries in all smoke detectors once a year. Mayfield Mayor Teresa Cantrell has made her decision on who their new police chief will be. Cantrell has chosen Brian Morrison to replace former police chief Barry Rice, who resigned about 2 weeks ago to take a job with Kentucky State Police. Cantrell told Source 16 Morrison has been with the Mayfield Police Department for about 13 years and is currently one of the department's 2 majors. Cantrell says the City Council will be voting on her decision during Monday night's meeting. The other major, Larry Alexander, will be named Assistant Chief. 2 local officers were among 21 graduates that completed an advanced leadership course designed for supervisors at the state's small and medium-sized law enforcement agencies. Michael Cease of the Hopkinsville Police Department and Stephen Robinson of the Murray Police Department graduated today from the Criminal Justice Executive Development Program on Eastern Kentucky University's campus. The 5-week program focuses on identifying, analyzing, and solving problems, as well as leadership, personnel administration, operations, fiscal management, executive and environmental relationships. The Graves County Sheriff's Department is now the proud owners of 4 new tasers. The Sheriff's Office was recently awarded a grant for over $3,900 from the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security under the Law Enforcement Protection Program. Graves County Sheriff Dwayne Redmond says they purchased 4 new X26 tasers as well as cartridges and batteries. Graves County Judge Executive Tony Smith and the Graves County Fiscal Court helped with the grant. 2 Western Kentucky residents are among the governor's appointments to boards and commissions this week. Governor Steve Beshear appointed an associate professor of education at Murray State University, Jacqueline Hansen of Murray, to the Reading Diagnostic and Intervention Grant Steering Committee. Hansen represents university professors with expertise in reading and literacy and will serve a term ending May 16, 2012. And a self-employed plumber, James W. Gibson of Benton, was reappointed to the State Plumbing Code Committee to represent the Association of General Contractors of America. He will serve a term expiring January 31, 2013. We now have an update to a story we brought you last night. Clarksville police have released the name of the man who was flown to Nashville after a freak accident yesterday morning. Police identified the man who was impaled in the chest by a bar that broke off a dumpster as Robert Worley. According to police, around 3:15 yesterday morning at the Heritage Point Circle apartment complex in the Exit 1 area off of Tiny Town Road, a U-Haul had gotten stuck in the mud while trying to turn around. In an attempt to get the U-Haul free, police say it hit a dumpster and the dumpster hit Worley and a metal bar broke free and impaled him in the upper chest. He was flown from the scene to Vanderbilt University Medical Center where he is in serious condition but is currently stable. A 25-year-old Crofton woman and her 3 children were injured when her van overturned on Sparkman Road near Crofton yesterday morning. According to the Christian County Sheriff's Department, Elizabeth Sears of North Ode Madisonville Road was driving east on Sparkman Road around 7 o'clock when she apparently lost control of her van on the wet pavement and ran off the shoulder of the road into a ditch. Sears' van then hit an earth embankment, overturned, and landed on its wheels in the yard of 575 Sparkman Road. Police report Sears and her 3 children, 5-year-old twins Matthew and Morgan Wicks and 4-year-old Alex Wicks, were all transported by ambulance to Jenny Stewart Medical Center for treatment of injuries. Military leaders, including Fort Campbell's Major General John Campbell, attended a security conference recently at the Afghan Army's 203rd Thunder Corps operating post. Select members from the Afghan National Army and Afghan police attended the conference and discussed their past accomplishments and the future of Afghanistan. Campbell spoke to the crowd about good governance and how insurgents are trying to undermine the government. The Major General says, quote, 90% of all civilian casualties are caused by insurgents. He urged Afghan leaders to continue to be on the offensive against insurgents and praised their recent successes against the terrorist group. According to Campbell, about 5,500 insurgents have been taken off the battlefield since the beginning of spring. Meanwhile, Fort Campbell's Blanchfield Army Community Hospital has been awarded its 2nd Excalibur Award. The Army Surgeon General recognized Bach for taking the initiative to help patients with their health and wellness needs. Bach Commander Colonel John Cook says focusing on wellness is an Army healthcare mission. Not only is it the right thing to do, staying healthy can improve mental clarity and emotional health. The Army Colonel adds, we strive to offer soldiers and their families the best by partnering in their health care through education initiatives. In 2009, the Surgeon General first awarded Bach the Excalibur Award for its mammography initiatives. The Hopkinsville Local Development Corporation yesterday afternoon unanimously approved a $20,000 Repair a Fair Grant Award during their regular meeting. According to LDC member Holly Bogus, the grant money will go towards minor exterior repair work for eligible households who are 60% below or at Hopkinsville's median income and are within the inner city RES program's boundary. Bogus adds the board discussed writing a draft for a clean grant opportunity for each area neighborhood network to receive $1,000 to go towards environmentally friendly activities. Starting Monday, weeknight Source 16 viewers will have new opportunities to catch programs of local interest. Most importantly, instead of being able to see Source 16 news twice nightly, we'll increase our playbacks to 4 times. You'll continue to see Source 16 news at 6 and 10 p.m. We've also added a replay of the 6 o'clock news at 8 p.m. and a replay of the 10 o'clock news at 11:30. In addition, we're adding a national newscast twice nightly with news from INN available at 6:30 and 10:30. And if you missed the 5 o'clock showing of The Scene, we'll be adding a late night replay Monday through Thursday at 11 o'clock. And finally, to make sure you get plenty of statewide news and UK sports, our WKYT news playbacks move to 8:30 every night. We'll be announcing other changes to our primetime lineup in the near future. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $151 million and Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $54 million.